Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. Now, today I'm back for my reflection on deadline day. Yes, deadline day was a couple of days ago. I was reporting on it from 3 o'clock till midnight with Ball Street, so it was fairly tough at the time to get a rounded view for me on Norwich City because I was concentrating on so many different teams. But throughout the day, I was tweeting about us and I remained confident. I know we were linked with Jerome Sinclair, Jordan Rhodes at one point, and in the end, we didn't sign anyone on deadline day. Now, we signed Oliveira the day before it, and it looks like we might be signing Marouane Chamakh, who's been training with us, so I guess it's up to us whether we want to sign him because he's a free agent. So there was a bit of business done, but none actually on deadline day, except for a few loan deals that I might talk about in a bit that included Maddison, Andreu, and Harry Toffolo. Now, I was tweeting positively to the dismay and anger of many of my followers who I don't think many people agreed with me at all. I was saying that, look, this isn't ideal, but it's certainly not the worst point of view. And I had a lot of people, I basically tweeted out to say, if anyone wants to talk to me for an interview, I'm more than happy to interview anyone who wants their say. I've had a few people on the channel, you can go and check them out a bit later. And they were calm and composed, and they said, look, I'm more calm than I was on deadline day. And I think that is why deadline day is becoming a bit of a dramatized thing, because people just react so quickly and they don't think about it. They don't think that Aston Villa spent £30 million on two players who haven't stepped foot in the Premier League. They haven't thought about Everton spending £30 million on Moussa Sissoko. You know, deadline day is what it is. You have to pay premium prices, and clubs like Manchester United and other clubs like that who got their deals done before deadline day will certainly be the happier of everyone. So we didn't sign a striker on deadline day. Yes, admittedly, we didn't get rid of the likes of Basong, Kyle Lafferty that people wanted to, but for me, it genuinely wasn't a bad transfer window. We kept hold of Tim Close, Robbie Brady, Martin Olsen, Ivor Pinto, Johnny Howson, players like this who most people at the thought of the transfer window, including myself, would have thought they would have gone. Now, I know Robbie Brady hasn't been great so far, and we kept hold of Stephen Naismith as well, to the dismay of many Norwich City fans who clearly doesn't want to be at the club. But it's up to Alex Neil now to turn their mindsets around. We all know that they are good players deep down. It's just whether Alex Neil can get the best out of them. The main thing was the striker. People were disappointed with not being able to sign a striker. Yeah, I know it would have been lovely to get McCormack or Jordan Rhodes or someone like that in the door. But at the end of the day, every single club wants a striker, and there's only a few good ones out there. McCormack's wages were too high and his fee was too high. Jonathan Khadija ended up going for £15 million, which I still can't believe. You've got Jordan Rhodes at Middlesbrough. Apparently Middlesbrough don't want to sell him, although we did put a bid in. You've got Assomba Longa, whose knee is pretty screwed, and Forest want to keep him. So except for them, you're kind of going to have to look abroad. Now, this is where my only real criticism of the Norwich City board and staff come into play. I think Lee Darnborough, who is our head of scouting and head of recruitment, he's not the man fit for the job. He didn't do well at Burnley, he didn't do well at West Brom, and he's come to us, and once again, he hasn't done very well at all. Now, I know we've brought Pritchard in and players like that, but we all kind of knew about them and we paid decent money for them. Let's go out and get some players that people haven't really heard of, and little hidden gems. You can remember like Michu going to Swansea. I know they're once in a while kind of deals, but you can pay much less of a price and get players in who you can get excited about. I think it was Darren Eady tweet out that, are we now scared of spending money because the Stephen Naismith deal so far has flopped, and so did the Ricky Van Wolfswinkel deal, which flopped. They are sort of the two big signings that we've made in the past 5 years. I think that certainly has, you know, something to come into play. I think Delia Smith won't splash cash when it's not needed, and I think that's probably the right way to go about football clubs, because you saw it in the transfer window, over £1.1 billion was spent, and most of them deals were kind of rushed. It's tough because Delia loves the club. She loves everything about Norwich City, but she hasn't got the financial power to take us on to become a stable Premier League side at the moment. So until Delia either sells her stakes in the club or someone comes in and purchases it, it's going to be very tough for us to progress to the rate that fans want and probably deserve as well. So, you know, there's a few different things that need to be addressed. Scouting and recruitment for me needs to be looked at. I think that's been poor for quite some time. That's a long-term thing that needs to be changed. So hopefully Jez Moxey can implement a new team there, because I don't think Lee Darnmore and his staff are doing the job that they need to do. And we basically just need to get the players that we've currently got performing to the best of their ability. We've got a stronger team than we had the last time we got promoted from the Championship. There's no reason why we can't go up this season. We haven't started horrendously. We've had a few games that we maybe should have won and we didn't, and the Birmingham game was certainly a very poor game, but we've got a squad here that can do damage. I know that the deadline day dealings weren't ideal, but there it is, you know. We've brought in Oliveira and possibly Shabak, who I think are pretty decent second choice strikers, and I think they can do a job as well. So I think for me, you've just got to calm down a bit, Norwich City fans. The meltdown was quite frankly embarrassing on Twitter. I know not every Norwich City fan had that viewpoint, but the fact that there's Delia protests and all of this crap is just such nonsense. Calm down, get behind the players, get behind the board, and let's look long term instead of being caught up in the nonsense that is deadline day. So thanks very much for watching. Leave me your thoughts. I'm sure most of you will disagree with me, but I'm an optimistic fan and I'm trying to put some perspective into this. I know it's not ideal, but you've got to deal with what you've got, and it certainly wasn't horrendous. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, loads of Norwich City content over the course of this season, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.